Hi, you guys. This is the suicide hotline number 988 suicide and crisis lifeline number and emergency number 911. And you are not alone. And remember, the pre-nursing student who had some credentials from a lot of health schools like South University online campus in Savannah, Georgia, and Ultimate Medical Academy in Florida. I wanted to tell you guys, online campuses, that you is not alone, and I'm actually about to get enrolled into South College and see about my admission requirements. My enrollment stay is on Monday, March 17th, 2025 at 12 o'clock p.m. as we speak. And my Mrs. Chancellor, Miss Kai, has been very, very helpful in trying to help me become as much as I can be to the pre-nursing field. So thank you. As I take up pre-nursing at South College online campus in Pennsylvania, and from home in Baltimore City, Maryland. I'm actually 30 years old, so I'll tell you more about about myself too. Is Miss Distinct, as I name myself Miss Distinct, but my real name is Dominique Nicole King, but I name myself Miss Distinct. And sometimes I try to go by Rihanna Robin Fenty, but I figure Miss Distinct was just actually a name that came up as I seen a black and white cat outside today on March 15th, 2025, as I work with animals. And my aunt Debbie actually died on this day, on March 15th, I believe. So I'll talk to you more about her health conditions and how she suffered from poor health too. And died on March 15th, 2011. But this is her anniversary of her death. So anyway, I wanted to talk about the topic of what is suicide. So this is just I'm trying to research a little bit of some videos that explains what is suicide, and what you can do to help yourself in the case that you feel suicidal. And I don't believe it's not one person that haven't felt suicidal before. So here go a little bit of a video that might help. So here go a video.
It's so important that that you guys, the viewers, understand that the steps Dr. Judy is explaining have to be done a certain way. It has to come from this calm, simple, patient, non-judgmental space. There's someone in your life, you think they're experiencing suicidal ideation. How do you approach them to start to have this difficult conversation?
Well, it's going to be a tough conversation because when they're in that mindset, they're not necessarily going to be open to talking to you about it, really. And they're going to maybe be even agitated and push you away. And this is something that sometimes depressed people do anyway, even without the suicidal ideation, because they're just feeling so down and there's so much self-loathing and just self-dislike that any kind of positive attention, they just want to push away and they don't even want to recognize it. And so it's similar when somebody is in a state where they've been contemplating suicide. In some ways, they do want you to pay attention to them, but in other ways, they almost don't want you to. It's almost like, just leave me alone so I can just do what I want already and maybe carry it out. And so I think you have to approach them somewhat gingerly, but not with such kitty gloves. I think sometimes people are afraid to talk to people when they think that this might be part of the picture. Like, oh, I don't want to disturb them and possibly veer them into more stress, and then they're going to kill themselves and it's going to be my fault. Don't ever think that, because by you being there, you might be saving their life. And so it does require a lot of patience. It requires a lot of open-mindedness, but it does require assertiveness as well. So you may just begin the conversation with, I've noticed that you've been, and then list off the behavioral characteristics that you've been noticing. And when I say behavioral characteristics, I mean things that are more factual, that you can see, that anybody can see. Like, you've been hiding in your room a lot more. When we try to talk to you, you yell at us. You've been talking about how the world would be better if you weren't in it. Say the things that actually reflect back to the person, the things that you've observed, rather than trying to make a statement about what you think they're thinking about. But list those behaviors, list those observations, and say, I'm really concerned about you. What's going on? Leave the question open-ended so that they can fill in the blanks and reply to that. And
So yes, that was just a little glimpse of what to do when someone is suicidal. So again, as the video states, a lot of times when the person is suicidal, they feel like they should stray away from the world completely and just cut off their life. Just end their life and stop their heart from beating. But remember, you as a pre-nursing student and somebody who is a book author too, spare time, who's going through her chronic schizophrenia. God has had brought me through it a little bit, so you can definitely get help, and but you have to remember that it always starts with just trying to follow your heart and know that God is looking towards you to be of your heart every day you live, because he didn't born you in the world just so you can end your life completely, because it is others out there who look to you for some type of a way to live when when you feel like you shouldn't live. But anyway, we is all living, so you can't do without living. You live and you die, but God doesn't call you to die right away. He wants you to actually live out your life and help make the world a better place. Bye. Remember, you have a heart. God loves you, and no one is able to take away their heart unless you decide that you don't want to start with living out your life the best you can and keeping their heart to the best you can, and getting help like the call hotlines like 988 or 911, and remembering that everything has its purpose. So everything has its purpose, and you are definitely a purpose. So because you was born, so being born is actually part of being who you are to God and to everyone, is to see a better purpose in what you do with your heart. Bye.